So today I want to talk about some spheres which are very interesting, and but I came to these spheres by reading a book 1 month ago, a book about modern Finsler geometry, which is explaining that you can more easily find a solution to Einstein equation if you double the space, but with some constraints. So one space-time will be 4 dimensions, the ordinary space-time, and you have another 4-dimensional tangent space-time, which is for the velocity of the observer. So I read this book to understand the work of two colleagues, Sergiu Vacaru and Carlos Perelman. It looks like, but they will come again. I will make some noise so they can wait 5 minutes. So I read this book on Finsler geometry 1 month ago to better understand the work of two of my colleagues, Sergiu Vacaru and Carlos Perelman, which are working with Finsler geometry and modified gravity. So by using these two spaces, I was thinking how this is connected to our use of two 4-dimensional space to build the E8 Elzer-Sloan quasicrystal. This Elzer-Sloan quasicrystal is built by projecting an 8-dimensional lattice to a 4-dimensional space and selecting some cells which have some property in the perpendicular 4-dimensional space. So we have also the two 4-dimensional space, and one of them on which we project is the final space-time in our model. And recently I was also interested into the E8 sphere shelling, which is one of the first way that was used by Jean-François Sadoc and Rémi Mosseri around 20 years ago to build the Elzer-Sloan quasicrystal using discrete Hopf fibration. And here we see the circle which are the shells of E8, and with a beautiful symmetry we are able to group point together in the lattice, and they will group in shells in the quasicrystal. And 2 weeks ago we had here a meeting with Derek Wise, scientist, which is also working somehow with Garrett Lizzie and John Baez, and he was presenting something very, very interesting to us, which is Cartan geometry and the observer space. And so this is linked to homogeneous space and De Sitter space. The De Sitter space is like Minkowski space-time, but with a bonus that it can also integrate dark matter and a cosmological curvature. And this notion of expansion of the universe, which is naturally in the De Sitter space, is also in the shelling of the quasicrystal. We have to go a little deeper in the mathematics to really see this, but the big picture is that you have spheres around other spheres, and these spheres are 7-dimensional. In the building of the Elzer-Sloan quasicrystal, there are S7 spheres, which are also very specific mathematical objects with beautiful properties. But then there are shells, and the observer space proposed by Derek Wise is also 7-dimensional. It's a quotient space of SO for 1, which is the De Sitter space, by SO3. And homogeneous space was studied before as SO41 divided by SO31. This is not exactly the same, but you can find a lot of information about this. For example, if you search for SO41 on physics forums, there is a very interesting recent blog where Garrett and John Baez are discussing this mathematical object, and this is new. So this is really, we have to have the focus on this. So here we have also the focus on this geometry, but with our view of the quasicrystal. And in our quasicrystal we have also one part of the information is the observer. And this is a notion of viewing vector who was developed by Klee and Fang several years ago, but without being totally precise. And now I really think that we have to link this viewing vector in the quasicrystal to the velocity tangent vector in Finsler geometry and to the observer of the observer space of Derek-Wise. It's finished.